majority of the SIP industry, somewhere between 90 to 95%, is made up of a panel that is consisting of EPS foam and OSB ply with a timber bottom plate, side plate, top closure. So that foam is never seen. Firstly, to the ply, OSB ply, for those of you who don't know, is orientated strand board. A lot of people in Australia didn't really know what that was until probably 2 years ago when it started to be stocked as a bracing ply. We've known mostly in our lives what is a veneer face ply. So essentially they cut down a much older, larger, straighter tree and they peel it, imagine with a very large vegetable peeler, and make veneer ply. It takes a much higher grade of timber to do that, and it's a fairly intensive process, but it's a fairly costly one from a forestry perspective. As an alternative, OSB, orientated strand board, is made up of essentially mulch. It's offcuts of timber. It's very fine strands. It uses the fibre of much smaller grade timber. So the average age of timber that goes into orientated strand board in North America is somewhere between 7 to 10 years, whereas a veneer log would be well north of 20, even closer to 30, or even old growth forest. So it's using a much younger tree, and it's using a lot of the waste product. So it uses a lot of the smaller branches, and it uses all of the smaller pieces. You'll see in OSB, it's got a real variation as to how the makeup of that board is, because it's got lots of little pieces in it. Yep. And it essentially starts off as a pile about 1 metre high and with a very small amount of wax through it, typically. And then it's pressed down to 11.5 mil is the typical thickness. So, and it's basket weaved and then pressed essentially. So it creates a very high grade product with low grade material.